morning, Laverne. Good morning, Latoya. Hello, Sue.
Miss Sue,
And Oliver's here.
Oliver
Sonia's
J.
here. And Jill is here. And Marlon. Good morning, Marlon. And Michelle Mabel. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you, sweetheart. You're
Happy
in the
Thanksgiving.
mood for holidays, I see. And Catherine Green. Good morning. Catherine, have you been with us before? I don't think you have, but if you have, good morning, Cat. No, I know who you are.
It looks
I know
familiar.
who you are. I
Yeah.
know who you are, Miss Catherine. I just
Yeah, that's
remembered.
Miss Catherine.
I
Yeah.
remembered. I
Yeah,
remembered. Sorry,
Oliver.
sweetie. Just
Yeah.
forgive me for being a little bit
Yeah,
short,
I know you. I see you there, girl.
short memory this morning.
That's Princess.
Princess Michelle, Dee Dee. Hey, Dee Dee. And George, if you're there with her, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
And Donald Redmond, good morning. Good morning. Esther Kessler, hi, sweetie. Good to see you
Miss
yesterday.
Hicks, good to see you.
Yes. Good morning, Evelyn. And Tangie, I've been thinking about you guys with all that hurricane and stuff that's been going on down there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, Ollie, I remember Catherine is your mom. It dawned on me while I was talking to her. And Diane, good morning, Diane.
Mm.
And Michelle said it's Thanksgiving weekend in Canada.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay, yeah,
Hello, yo,
yeah.
Canadian.
Good morning, Sissy and brother-in-law. And Phyllis Stapler, good morning,
Good morning, Miss
sweetheart.
Phyllis. Good to see you. Good to know you there.
Let us know if we're being heard and if you see us. It looks a little fuzzy on my end. I don't know what's going on with that, but we're gonna keep going. And Kimberly Kane, have you been with us before, Kimberly? Good morning, Judy. Good morning, my sweetheart. Oh, she's been so helpful to me. Brand, tell Jakila I said hello. If it's your first time with us, I don't think any of you guys haven't met us, but if it's your first time with us, I am Antoinette. You can call me Tony Sawyer, and this is my husband. What's your name?
Puddin'. My name Puddin'.
It's Puddin.
Yeah,
Tell him
Puddin'.
what your name is.
Puddin' Sawyer.
It's Clifton, and we are the pastors of Cornerstone Life Center. For those of you who don't know, good morning, Sister Chris and Phyllis Kendricks. Good to have you this morning. Hey, Pearl. Good to have you. Pastor forgot that it was Sunday, you guys, because we had our homecoming service on yesterday, and it was good. Got the chance to see a whole bunch of you guys that we hadn't been with in a while.
Yeah, that was really
So
good
very
yesterday.
refreshing time with you all. We really appreciate your coming out, and we look forward to doing it again. But anyway, we're here this morning for some good news. Amen.
Okay.
Hey, Sister Deb. All righty, let's do our prayer surrender. Today, I want to do. I kind of want to back into our prayer surrender. So, if you would, I want you to just kind of center yourself in and let go of whatever you've been doing this morning, and get ready for this. Okay. Normally, I say this at the end of the surrender prayer, but I want to say it at the beginning today, and I want you to repeat it after me. Father, let this day not be a day spent in the mind, but a day absorbed in unity with you inside my heart. You are what I am. You are who I am. You are why I am. And you are where I am. I belong to you. Thank you for accepting me just as I am. There is nothing to change. There is nothing to do. There is nowhere to be. I belong to you. Everything I have is entrusted to me. All that I have is not owned by me, but belongs to you. This body, this house that I live in, the car that I drive, the job that I work on, the family that I was born into, and my time. It all belongs to you. Amen.
Okay. Got your car in gear and you're ready to roll. Look up in the sky, look inside, you're ready to go.
Okay.
From this time forward until the next event, you will be remaining in the present moment.
Hmm.
Everything is right now, nothing to wait for, nothing to look forward to. You are everything in the future, and the past is no longer in your way. You are out there wide open in the present moment. The present becoming the past, becoming the present becoming the now. The now is presently passing as you move
Yes.
into being nothing but the now.
Yes.
Hot
Yes.
dog. Okay. All right. Paul said something in the 2 Corinthians 11. Would to God ye could bear with me in my folly. And indeed bear with me. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as chaste virgin to Christ. Now, regardless of what your days seem like in the finite area, you are the pure self.
Yes. Yes.
You have always been the pure self in your infinite, eternal identity as the Christness, Christ being.
Mm-hmm.
And the Christ being that I'm talking to you about that is pure is that it is the you that can never die. Whether you accept the physical form of Jesus as Savior or not, you have always been this eternal self.
Mm-hmm.
In heaven or hell, it cannot change. I'm sorry to disappoint you that if you believe on your belief that you can lose your eternal self because things don't go right, because nobody loves you, because nobody agree with you, because you lost your job, because you lost a loved one. I'm sorry to disappoint you. You cannot just stop being eternal life just because of events taking place in the sense world. Now, it's time for the dust to be settled in that area.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for you to move on and look at your true identity and break the hypnosis, the trance of not being pure just because something in your head and your feeling decide that you were dirty. You are now waking up, and you have always been and waking up to what is called your effortless self, who is at home. Your effortless self is the home you have always been, and there is no home like your real effortless self.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we are there, and you've been nowhere else but there. But something alluded you to the belief in the mind that you lost something and can't get it back unless you go to church, pray a lot, fast a lot, seek God, feel like He's there,
Meditate a
lot,
study a lot.
study a lot,
Yes, yes, because this is not just
hang
church
around,
people.
hang around people who believe like you do. No, baby, it is time for you to wake up and smell the roses.
Oliver says I need to check my audio. Let me double check to make sure. It's set, Ollie. I hope it's all right. Is it sounding okay on your end? Okay. Let us know, Oliver, if you're having trouble hearing us or if anyone else is having trouble hearing us.
Good to have you with us, Adele.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry for that interruption. That's not an interruption. Oliver's trying to help us to stay on track. you were mentioning that there is nothing that can change us from being that we are, that eternal being
Change is an
that we
illusion.
are. And I know that when there is a falling away of the ego, there's a major change in consciousness. It makes it causes you. Let me. How do I want to say it? The mind has to adjust to a new dimension of knowing, and sometimes that's not easy. And I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again now. I feel like God is positioning us, all of us, positioning us for our greater good. And but in the process of that happening, it appears that things are being snatched away or drifting away, uh, losing attachments to things that you depended on or was more your comfort zone. And when that happens, the resistance comes up inside of you, and you begin to think that the angels that are pulling those things away from you are demons. And you start to think that something is working against you, when in fact nothing is working against you. It is just you shifting into a new dimension. And it's an intuitive knowing that comes into play rather than me using my mind always to figure things out. That makes sense.
Yeah. Everybody that comes into this world are called pathological liars.
And if they say they don't lie, they just lied. That was the first time they lied.
When somebody asks you who you are and you tell them your birth certificate, not knowing the truth behind why something has been said like that, you are operating out of pathological, pathological lying in this finite world. Pathological. You are pathological liars, because until you wake up to your true self, everything that come out of your mouth is a lie. I don't care if you quote it and read it and find it in the Bible. Until you find out and wake up to your Christ identity, I'm not talking about being saved or unsaved. I'm not talking about new birth experience. I'm talking about waking up to your original essence.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
then
sir.
new birth and all that stuff come after. You should have been told this at birth.
Yes.
In the physical finite world.
But they didn't know.
No, it didn't know.
Tell
Now
us.
you hear this?
Yeah.
You've been conditioned to be a liar. You lie like a dog on the carpet. You lie so much that if you go out the back door and call the dog would say, he don't believe it.
So what is to you, and you may be able to answer this or not, but what does it mean to you to be eternal?
Be eternal is when I studied and I'm investigating, and my own personal experience along with studying, that when you leave your body, breath goes with you. I have seen myself outside the body,
Okay.
and I found out that there are others outside of the body. And if I go in the Bible and I found out that Jesus' body died and his spirit, the eternal self, went to another place. And my own personal experience, I have seen this take place.
Yeah.
I know with infallible proof that every time you open your mouth, the body opens its mouth and the mind speak out of it without the awareness of being eternal, everything is a lie.
Yes. Because most of what comes out of this mouth is perception. How things are seen through the eyes of this sentient being.
This liar will not stop and cease until it is seen by insight and an aha moment like this. Like this.
You know.
Or like this.
Well, this is one of the things we learned this week, right? What he discovered. That God doesn't know words.
Okay.
Because language was made for us to communicate here in this physical realm.
Now y'all don't think we crazy.
So
See,
God,
that crazy feeling is one of them pathologicalness.
you don't have to have a verbal relationship with God. God doesn't have to use words.
That's right.
And I know in the Bible, if you go back to the Bible, it says in the beginning, God spoke and he said, let there be light. But you remember, whenever we speak, there is a vocal cord here that wind passes by. When wind passes by that vocal cord, it vibrates and sound comes out because of that vibration. That's all God had to do was vibrate. He didn't have to say anything.
You've heard me say many times in the classes, it is time for us to stop waiting on God.
Yes.
Because he ain't never gone nowhere.
And never been late.
And he ain't never been late and may not be there when you want him and always on time. But pay attention to what you're saying.
So if for some reason God appears to be late in answering your prayer or manifesting whatever it is you think you should have right now, it means that something in you is being shifted. And there's a divine delay. And it's the grace of God that we can't speak something into existence and it happened immediately, because if we did, this world would be even more chaotic, because when we speak from that egoic self, we cause havoc everywhere in ourselves and for everyone else. But it's talking about the eternal dimension, the eternal self. The eternal, I wrote here in my notes, eternal dimension of our being is beyond time and space, beyond what we can see or touch. So there's a dimension of ourselves that is beyond these senses.
You have always been beyond books. You have always been beyond words, statements, and facts that come through the pathologicalness of your pathless path. Your pathless path self is not looking for a journey, because you are the journeying at the end of the journey.
I like the comments that are coming up.
Okay.
Oliver says in the Course of Miracles, it says words are twice removed from the truth. And then Pearl mentioned this. Scientists say words are the manifestation of sound and frequency.
All right. There you go, Miss Pearl.
Right,
Oliver J.
Yeah, that's good stuff there. That's good stuff. So we don't have to have a verbal relationship with God. It's a heart to heart. Look, that's our mantra.
Heart to heart. Phyllis Stapler. Heart to heart. Look at you laughing, girl. Heart to heart. It is a known fact by insight, inner seeing, that you are the 2020 updated version of the footsteps of Christ, taking place right where you are. Not even moving your body, you're making steps.
Yes.
Not even walking up steps, you're making steps.
Yes.
Not even coming down steps, you're making steps. Not even mentioning anything about taking a step, you are the steps of God removed from distant space and time. You are removed from distant space and time, and the sooner you find this out, you're going to find out that this has always been the way it is. There's something about you that is ready to find out who you are, and the one who seeks this is the one who is finding it, and the one that is finding it is one and in the same place. Glory.
That's good.
Updated version. You are the updated version of the Christ in you as you. No more 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9s, and 10s. It's only one. And you are that one. No one can speak of God because they are one. They are Him. That speaks of God is God Himself speaking to Himself.
You were talking about the heart to heart.
Okay.
And I was looking for this scripture because it came up in me as we were talking. And it's in Proverbs 27:19. It says, as in water, face answereth to face. So the heart of man to man. So it's heart to heart. It's our heart to your heart to whoever's heart, your heart to God's heart.
I was walking this morning and I looked to my left. And then to my left, I saw the water coming through the trenches on the side of the street, pouring the raining with my umbrella. I looked and I heard there were certain places in the side of the ditch where the water was running that did not have a whole lot of rocks in it. It didn't make as much noise.
Yeah.
But when I got to the place where there was many rocks and stones on the side, that was where most noise was. That was where the water was identified with clarity. The more rocks that you have in your life, the greater would be the manifestation of the Spirit.
So the more obstacles, because those rocks are actually obstacles to the water flowing, but it flows over it freely. But in those obstacles, that's where most of the noise. So when there's more obstacles, there's more
consciousness, awareness.
Yes.
The rocks is what caused the water to talk.
Now you're gonna have a whole lot of noise in this video, so don't bang
I'm
on the table.
I'm about to hatch a square duck egg.
But isn't it amazing?
Isn't
it amazing though how life itself, everything in life begins to teach you.
Mm-hmm.
Everything begins to teach you.
Shake me. I know now. And your mama was my mama on the pancake box. And she's now selling pancakes like nobody's business. She is the world's most popular mama in the world. She took hold of an identity of being universal. And our deal came to a lady somewhere back there that nobody knew nothing about. She came out of the rocks. She's rocking and rolling on the pancake box.
So that's why they have that old adage to say, use your stumbling blocks as stepping stones?
Yes. Prophesy to me, rocks. Prophesy. The water said, won't you have a look? Won't you listen? I'm going to show you how to hear with your spirit ear. Turn and look at what you see and see what you hear. The water said, watch out, because I'm getting ready to prophesy to you. I turned and I looked, and the water was talking to me. I said, talk to me, water. Tell me something good. It says, peace, be still. And the rocks will not disturb you, but the rocks will cause you to see God in all of his pure self-glory that you are in the mystical self of Christ. Hallelujah.
Oh, you just had a minute.
I just had a goosebump go up and down my spine. Knocked me crazy. Laid me out on the floor and let me see some more.
Well, that's pretty good for somebody that forgot it was Sunday.
Yeah, I did. I was calling everybody on the telephone to get my sewing machine. I got my
Sunday morning.
Yeah, my anybody out there know how to adjust a hook on the industrial sewing machine, the timing.
Now,
so
don't
I can,
go into your
so
sewing
I can,
machine.
I'm gonna get my sewing machine fixed so I can go back to sewing again. But I did have
he's
the
making
time.
his hip hop pants. Anyway, we descended from.
Whoa, glory!
We as multidimensional beings descended into this world as from our heavenly state into this world of time and space, and that's what the fall is.
Yeah.
That's what the fall is.
The fall is.
The fall is I'm falling into time and space and believing that I'm only a body.
Okay. Now, you are the preaching of the gospel of Jesus Christ in your Christ identity. I'm going to say it again. Now, you didn't hear that, did you? I'm going to say it again. You are the gospel of Jesus Christ. You don't get it. You don't study it.
Yes.
See,
so we are the good news. We are the good news.
I'm going to reach over there and bite you on the jaw. I'm going to tell you what it is now. I'm going to show you what it is, and you can't handle it. You're going to have to tie it down on the right side, the left side of the road. You know, I tell you, I tell people in the church, I said, there was a popular saying going all through the neighborhood in this country town, and this farmer had a bunch of animals, and somebody caught word that this old farmer, especially his best friend, heard the word that this old farmer had a mule, and they called it the talking mule.
Now, Cornerstone, you've heard this before, but some of you new
And
friends,
that
you haven't
mule,
heard this.
and everybody around town said, "Man, you need to go out there and see what this guy's doing." He got said, "We heard that thing talking over in the night." Said, "You need to go out there." So the old guy said, "But that's my friend." Said, "Y'all lying on him." Said, "You can't be doing him like that." Said, "He's an honest man of integrity, integrous." And he said, they said, "Well, you need to go see for yourself." So he said, "Me and my dog gonna go up there and see it." So he went out and struck up the dirt road, went on out there in the country, and heard all this noise going on. And his old buddy, the farmer, come out there, and he said, "Man, I heard you got a talking mule back there." I said, "I could hear something rambling back there." As I got closer to the barn, he said, "Is this real?" His buddy said, "Come on back there." He went on back there with him and the dog, and all three of them went back there. And when he looked in the stall, he looked back there. That mule just said, said that his old guy, the farmer's buddy, eyes popped out his head, his eyeball touched his glasses. Said he looked at that mule, and that mule just went to talking. It scared the daylights out of him. Him and the dog both struck out down the road. They were running 100 miles an hour. You can see a dust trail right behind the smoke, pew down the road like road runners. Got out there on the side of the road, and they done run themselves out, and both of them fell over in the side ditch. And the old guy looked over at his dog, and the dog said to the old guy, said, "Did you hear what that mule said?" he said, "Did you hear what that mule said?" Said that farmer jumped off and took off running again. Look.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
That's a good story. Good morning, Tyrone. We're glad you're back, and we're glad you had your surgery. I realized something, Tyrone, that you guys have, even though we don't see each other physically, you guys have become a community, a real community, because I noticed that you all speak to one another, and you tell each other about what's going on in your lives, and you come back in like, okay, this is family. So I realized that this has become a community.
When you understand that there's never a disconnect, your power was never turned off because of sin.
Yes.
The sin was the distraction of the conditioned mind that everybody inherited by coming into this illusion, finite sense world.
And the doctrine of original sin didn't come out of the Jesus teachings. Jesus did not. In fact, the Jewish teachings, Jews didn't believe that they came into this world tainted, as us Protestants and some Catholics have said. There was no idea of original sin. It was all, I was born in the image of God. So there was not this thing of original sin.
I want you to take a good look at yourself.
That sounds like a song. Take a good look at yourself. Who is that?
You got us. I know. I feel the word.
Good morning, Kim. So
only God can speak of God. Only God can speak to God. Only God can talk to God and answer himself in a perfect way, without the ego.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your business. Take 2 aspirins and come to see me on Tuesday. Okay. Now go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Now,
yeah, you're fine.
You're the Christ that speaks from the Christ. When it is by aha, I see who I am moment.
Yeah.
Is the minute.
A holy instant.
Holy instant. That's right.
Moment.
At the holy instant, you see that you are thatness.
And some of you guys have those holy instants while we're talking.
The pathological liar is stopped. Everything stops at the revelation of that word you just said.
The holy instant.
At the holy instant, you see the Christ you. The pathologicalness liar is crucified.
Yes.
Thank you very
Yes,
much
yes,
for the
yes.
glory of the stopping of the pathologicalness liar put to a dead standstill without effort by revelation of the holiness of your eternalness.
So, is it safe to say that we should want that holy instant?
Yes, Smokey Robinson made that.
Yes, that
Take a
song.
good look at yourself.
Yeah. So that holy instant is
Mm-hmm.
just what I think Oprah calls an aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
The aha
Mm-hmm.
moment is when the light comes on. The light comes on, but we're talking about not so much in one little aspect, but in in your entire being. The light comes on to where you realize that you are no longer just a sentient being or a being that has five senses, because when you think that you're a sentient being, you speak only from what you see, hear, taste, smell, feel. You speak from that realm. So when someone comes to you and they're speaking and all of a sudden you have a holy instant, it's because those that one is speaking from their eternal dimension.
Mm-hmm.
They're speaking from that place of awareness instead of speaking from being a person, just this person here with a mind and feelings and all of this stuff happening around it. If we just spoke from that, you would have no holy instant.
That's right. I got something coming while you're talking. Ego is a pathological liar with a bad toothache.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ego.
Mm-hmm.
Without ego,
Yeah.
you would automatically fall into no effort, no struggle, seeing. But since ego is there, let's use it.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
use it as a springboard.
Yes.
Jump off of
Because
it.
it is not an enemy.
No, no.
It is not an enemy. It's a wounded child, and so if you treat it as such, eventually it will integrate. You will integrate it into your presence. So it will not be a distraction. It
Mm-hmm.
would not be
Mm-hmm.
an what I want to call it, an an enemy or an entity that is against you, but it will work with you, and you will be able to use. It's really just the color of who you are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's the
Mm-hmm.
color of who you are. It's that shines through that egoic, that ego that is now submissive. Uh, and some people say that the ego completely falls away. Do you think it does? That the ego falls completely away?
No, it it dwindles down to just a refined, like flexible, no longer resistant, no
No
longer
longer, no
interference.
longer in the forefront.
Yeah,
No longer
and
leading the life.
when this takes place, you can if you that's 5 or 6 ways you know when the ego is weakened, and wisdom reveals this to you. Your taste, your smell, your hearing, your seeing, and your knowing changes.
Yeah, and you know when the ego's falling away as well, because there is it's like your wheel goes limp.
Mm-hmm.
Your
I see what he called your software change.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
it's your will
Mm-hmm.
goes limp to a degree where you used to could just say I can put my mind to do this and I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of goes limp for a while.
I remember looking on the computer this morning and said we with credits or something like that that comes up extra things that come in the computer when you things that you don't want as a credit
Pop-ups.
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 Now listen to this. As you move further into accepting the full awareness of your true identity, the pop-ups that comes like excuse me, that comes like bad pictures, thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
bad feelings, mood changes, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Those pop-ups are more recognizable because you put distance and space in between your identity as a Christ awareness
Mm-hmm.
and that. and you're
because
able
yeah,
you're able to
because
spot it.
because you actually learn the nature of the mind
Yeah,
itself.
yeah. And
Yes.
that's the key.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key to walking in the kingdom of God in heaven. Now, you will be able to remove others from the same traps because you found out how to be removed from it,
Mm-hmm.
your
Mm-hmm.
own self.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from your
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to use the word self, but from your own awareness.
Yes.
Okay, we are the we are from something. We are from something that you will find out by insight
Mm-hmm.
that has always been you.
Now, Madonna has something. She's asking for help. So we're hoping we can help you, Madonna. But she says this, Pastor Sweater, what if I keep getting caught up in
Hold,
my
hold right there for a second.
emotions?
That word, that's the key right there. Getting caught up.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. What if I keep getting caught up in my emotions, though?
Mhm.
I can witness them with love, but I am still feeling them.
That's good.
And you will.
That's
Because
it.
if you didn't feel them, you would be dead.
You would, if you didn't feel them, they would have trapped you.
Yes.
The indication that you feel them and you are aware of them. Ask the question: what is this is aware of the feeling, and what is this that's obviously seeing and know what it looks like?
What is this that is aware of getting caught up
Yeah. Yep.
in the
All right.
emotions?
Go ahead and read the rest of it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you witness, you're witnessing as what? All right. That's for you to think about for a minute. And it said, then she said, but I am still feeling them. It provides relief for a while, but the emotions come back.
That's okay.
And I see arguments still going on in my head.
That's okay.
Any help would be welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're getting it now.
Yes.
You're getting it
So,
now.
yes, we witness as well. We have the same emotions going through us.
Yeah.
And there are times when we get caught up in
Yeah.
them. But there is a you that notices the getting caught up.
What is getting caught up is itself.
Mm-hmm.
It is imitating you as itself getting caught up.
So so one of the things that's happening
Wow, I felt
as
that.
well, Madonna, is that when you get caught up, when there is a getting caught up in the emotions, there is one there that is disturbed by that getting caught up in the emotions. And that one is disturbed by feeling those emotions. That one that's disturbed is not you.
Madonna, you paid cash 2,020 years ago. Galatians 2:20.
Mm-hmm.
I am crucified with Christ. You paid cash with your identity
Yeah.
to not ever be caught up in these episodes.
Mm-hmm.
They are only distractions. They are only the old marriage trying to reclaim an old identity that has never been you.
And I noticed you said too, Madonna, I see arguments still going on in my head.
You see
Who
them.
is it that's seeing it, sweetheart? Who is it that's seeing it? The arguments are not you. The one that keeps getting caught up is not you.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that's feeling the emotions is not you.
The mind is arguing with
But
itself.
the one that is noticing all of that, who is that? Who is that?
That is doing that. Mhm.
Can you for a brief moment find yourself as the one who is witnessing all of that happening?
You'll have to practice. I'll tell you how I practice. I'll be sitting there watching television, and these machines come on YouTube about these trucks getting stuck up in the mud.
Mm-hmm.
And I like machines and stuff like that when they get stuck up in the mud. And these tractors be pulling these log trucks out of the mud and the ditches. I said this like this. We all are recovering bitches in this world. And the mind is the bitch.
Oh my God.
Okay? Now look. When I'm sitting there watching the truck, there's an effort down through in the front of me that's be sitting there trying to help that truck on the screen pull that other truck out of the ditch. And I remember that I am not the judgment. That's judgment, bitterness, unforgiveness all in that one place right now, trying to help. And all my eyes are doing is looking at the picture, trying to help the man. They can't hear me, they can't see me, but there's something in me that's saying,
The same thing happens when you watch the news.
yeah, you're helping Trump and you're helping
You're
all and
helping
everybody.
your party.
And you're agreeing and you're watching the movie. And so what I do, I said, I dethrone it. I go right into fasting and praying. But you see, I'm not going without food. Symbolically speaking, I let go. I back up.
You back yourself
I take a
out
deep breath. I
of
back.
it. Yes.
Do you know at the moment I'm sitting there trying to help that truck get out of that mud, that I'm doing what is called astral projection? I'm also doing out of body travel. I'm also projecting a ego. That's the ego projecting itself into the picture. And I let go of it. And I say, and I sit back and see it. Practice it. Practice it.
So what is it, Madonna, that resents the emotions that you're having?
There you go.
Deal with that. What is it that cannot
I just took a deep breath
allow
right there.
those emotions to run their course and just let them phase themselves out?
I can sit here right now and go to sleep.
So it's all about self-inquiry and looking more deeply than just witnessing. The witness has to be one that's witnessing without interest.
Now, aha.
He's reading a comment.
Miss
That's
Phyllis,
a
you said,
comment.
aha.
Ah,
Now, watch this.
that's a holy instinct.
Okay,
she
that's a
had.
holy instant. Now, watch. That was a guy that wrote a book named Tolle. He passed a man on the street, and he just a chattering, and his mouth just a chatter like that old talking mule in the barn. And Tolle said he listened to him and noticed that he was talking like somebody was actually walking beside him, but nobody was there. Now, listen to this. Some days it'll seem like the mind is tearing it up, chattering.
Yep.
When I discovered that I am not the thinker and the chattering noise in the head, Tolle said he went into the restroom, a public restroom, and he looked in the mirror. And all of a sudden, his chattering mind went off about the man out there in the street.
Right.
He said he realized then that the mind was insane. Whatever this is, they keep going over and over the same thing. The memories of the school, the memories of the people. Let's go graphic. The memory of the first kiss, the memory of the first sexual incident that you've had, the memory of the abuse that you had, the memory of where you lived, the house that you lived in, the people in your neighborhood, the people in your family, the ones that died, the ones that still here, the tragic moments, the last piece of money you had, the good moments, the bad moments. All of that is the insanity of the mind.
Yes.
In your pure self, you are the observer and the listener and watching and hearing that. You are not. Now, the way you dive into that is when you are convinced that it is you doing it.
Yes.
It's not you doing it.
That's right. It's never
It's
you
not
doing
you.
it.
It never have been you doing it.
Yesterday during the homecoming service that we had, I had a moment where I was talking about how I had to make peace with myself. And I don't know if this will help you, Madonna, and I'm going to say it again because it bears repeating. When in our neighborhood, we're in a very nice neighborhood. It's kind of like a park almost, where everybody's walking their dogs, and everybody's got a dog or two or three, and everybody's kids. So there are times of the day when you'll just have people walking in. So I was walking baby girl the other day. That's our doodle, and
Labradoodle.
Labradoodle, yeah. And so there was a neighbor meeting coming toward me, and I'm coming toward them, and we're getting ready to greet each other. All of a sudden, I notice my mind starts to talk to me about, what are you going to say to them? How are you going to speak to them? What are they going to say back to you? And then when I do meet them and we talk or whatever, afterwards, it starts talking again. You could have said this. You could have said that. You could have done this. You could have done that. And then I said to myself, wow. And it also was judging me for not acting a certain way, not being a certain way. And I heard truth come through, said, you don't like yourself very much, do you? And when I heard that, immediately I realized that that inner judge was judging what I am. And I don't have to live up to what the judge thinks. And that at that moment, I realized I wasn't loving myself. I had to make peace with myself. Make peace with the emotions. Make peace with those feelings. Make peace with those thoughts that you're getting caught up in. Make peace with yourself and love that you see. Love it even though it may not be what you would like for it to be. It just means you don't like yourself very much.
The mind has a concept of what it's like to walk with God. The ego has a concept, which is the mind that's doing all that thinking and feeling. It gives off the idea that you are the one that's stuck in this and you can't get out of it, and it makes it seem like you're the victim. But notice this. Now watch this. If you were doing all of that and not liking it, if it was you doing it,
you would stop it.
You would stop it, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that tells you that it's not you doing it.
It's not you. Madonna got it. She said, yes, I am being the judge of me and others. And then she says, it's not me doing the witnessing, being the awareness.
You are aware of it.
So there is a critical witness that is not you as well. So you have to be really shrewd, like Sherlock Holmes.
And to be honest with you, Miss Murphy, you are the party that's judging. You're not even the judge of it.
That's right. That's right.
You're not even trying to determine.
But you are becoming aware that there is an inner critic.
Madonna,
you are becoming aware.
Madonna, I hear the healing presence of God coming through to you right now in an area of relationship, on a male relationship area.
Wow.
And I feel that healing power inside of you in this that we're speaking of, clearing up some dead cats on the line. In certain cities, when we went to Pittsburgh, there were trams and trolleys that operate in the streets like trains, and they have a hook over top of them that connects itself to a cable wire, electrical cable, and that's where it gets its power from. When that line is got something on it, like a bird or something gets stuck on it, it will short that line out.
Yeah.
These thoughts that are coming and these feelings that make you feel like you're connected to them is like a dead cat on the line. It's giving off the idea that you are stuck in this and you can't get out of it. That's one of those pathological lying ideas that we've been talking about. I'm going to tell you, this is so good. This is so tasty. I mean, it's back to Angie, your mama on the pancake box. But I'm going to tell you the truth. Now that you can see, look up, get out and look up over the line, over the trolley and look. It ain't nothing wrong with the line. Is something on it that you believe that's supposed to stop you forever, and this is not true. Now, there would be days like this, Mama said, where it'll seem like there are days when it seems like you have more junk coming up. Now, let me tell you what this junk is. This junk is called being made aware of the work that your eternal self is doing from inside out. The saying said, God works in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure.
Yes.
What is going on when you see this coming up in your mind? You are being made aware of the factory and the working of God inside the house in wisdom, calling these things to the surface so that you can see what big liar it has always been in your entire life.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Glory be to God. Both the liar and the projector of the lying stuff in your feeling mind has always been telling a lie that is you doing this, and God just showed you today that liar is no longer real in your life.
Yes, and Pearl says this: with everything being God, who is the liar being the lie to itself?
I'm going to knock you down and call you short.
And Oliver shared this. He said that critical witness is that one illusionary, separated mind that we all share. If you can hear it, so can your neighbor. That's right.
Now we're moving.
Now Phyllis asked this question. She said, is this the ego self?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Let me say this too. Years ago, when my mom was living, she went to a Baptist church in Winston, and there was a young man who went to her church who finally got saved and got in the church, and they were so glad and elated about it, and he began to move toward ministering and all of this stuff, and they had him really lifted on a pedestal, thinking he was, oh man, he was so great, and he was doing so well, but nobody was teaching that young man the nature of his own mind.
That's right.
And so this young man, in the midst of his being very successful, very effective minister, had a girlfriend who he had an altercation with, and in a brief second, his mind went off into a place of murder and killed that girl. He is now in jail for murder.
Now I'm gonna tell
Born
you,
again, saved, reading his Bible, studying it, praying, all of those things, but he still got caught up in a murderous thought. And in an instant, he had no control over it and killed this woman. Now, he is suffering for that. No one in the church has been teaching people the nature of their mind, how to deal with their minds. And so we have ministers in the pulpit, pastors in the pulpit, whose minds are running amok, and they're living it out. Because they don't know the natures of their mind. So what we're saying is this isn't a religious thing. You must learn the nature of your mind, or it will run you crazy, because it is insane.
That's right.
Until it is convinced of who you are, and you're going to be who you are, it will continue to attack you. It will continue to molest you, and you will not understand what's happening. You will just be thrown from pillar to post, trying to figure it out and wondering what's going on. And when you convince the mind that you're going to be who you are, which is an eternal being, not a body, not a mind, but having the body and the mind, knowing that that is not you. Knowing that those thoughts that come through you are not you, knowing that there is an inner judge, knowing that that has been created by all of your life experiences and your conditionings, and knowing that you can live through your conditionings, or you can choose not to.
It's called knowing the truth of who you're not versus who you are.
Yes.
If you have been abused and mutilated to a degree in your identity as growing up as being raped, violated, this is the key to you being free. I have sat with many who went through deliverance over and over again, and that deliverance will only take you to a certain point.
Yes.
Beyond that, you must find out the truth of your never being born self. You must find out that there is a part of you that was observing the whole incident that was your pure self. You cannot and will never ever defile this pure self.
Yes.
This is what Christ is and reveals to us through salvation that should have been taught to us day one of coming into the church.
Yes.
You are now free from this. It is called God showing you, God, your eternal self, showing you how to give up attachments to a story that repeats itself. And this story that is attached to the memories is called reincarnation.
Yes. Our version, in paraphrasing it, is the same damn thing over and
That's
over
right.
and over
That's
again.
right. It is the people attachment to objects and things that's trying to block you from moving into your complete full liberation.
Yes. So that goes back to what I said yesterday, that when God is trying to position you, we will sometimes think when those things that
Take-
we are attached to
Yeah,
are
yeah.
being pulled
Mhm.
away from us,
Mhm.
we think it's the devil or something
Mhm.
trying to attack us or something trying to threaten us. In actuality, it's God Himself
Mhm.
setting you up and positioning
The
you.
mind creates, Miss Sue, the mind creates the illusion. It is really not a real creation. It is a fake,
Yes.
a fake creation.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
a, well, I heard the word bipartisan. I don't know what that means, but it is a fake creation, and it
Mm-hmm.
gives off. And you know what makes this fake creation real? Now hear this. I studied a little bit into dynamics, and it's called mass
Mm-hmm. In
and
charge.
charge.
Mm-hmm.
It is the black box
Mm-hmm.
that is released inside information that every eve or every Christmas or every sunset or sunrise or certain things around you in association that you come in contact with, it pulls up an associated ideal that you are still in that place. The pain body is recalled, and it brings up all of this stuff that gives off the idea that you are still trapped. It
Yeah.
is all lies.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
way you get free from this, you got to go to inside yourself, the Christ consciousness.
I said like this too, and that is so true. Fall back into the arms of the watcher. Just fall back into the arms of the watcher inside yourself and allow yourself to be the God that is watching.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember the song, God is watching us, God is watching us. God is watching us. You as the watcher, that is God watching.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we'll say, well, God doesn't appear to be involved in what's happening with me. God's just watching what's happening. And a lot of people wonder, well, why is God allowing this? God is the great allower. And you as the watcher are the great allower. And not diving in, but just watching something happening. I want to read some of these
Yeah.
comments. Do you
Go
mind?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Nina says it's the hue in man. It is the presence of substance, more so the operation that is the contract of us choosing to become human. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then D says, God causes all things to work together for our good. Yeah, D, that's true. The only thing is, when things start working together, it doesn't always appear to be for our good.
Together. That's right.
Yeah. And then when it doesn't appear to be for our good, that's when the resistance comes up. And we'll call the angels demons because we think they're working against us.
When you say thank you for the information, is the definition and translation of that. Thank you for the inner formation, the inner forming of the aha expression moment that expresses itself through the energy and the power of awareness that made it known to the mystical side of yourself that is no longer mystery. Mystery is something that has been hid, but it has been there all the time. It comes from the definition of the word miracle. It is a miracle and a sudden burst of explosion of energy that comes from the aha moment of the revelatory identity of your eternal essence that is there inside of your sanctuary, the Holy of Holies identity. You are the place where all this comes from. So the key to your solution or solution to your key is that there's one key that only operates one door and all the doors, and that is your Christ self. Go there.
Yeah.
But the key to going there is first you got to find out if there is really a part of me that's not doing all this thinking.
And there is a part
There
of you
is a part
that
of you
is not
that
doing
is not
all
doing that.
that
Go there.
thinking.
In
Go
your
there.
you have to deliberately go there. It's not something you passively go there in. It is something you just like I take this pen and put it in a certain way. You have to put yourself in place
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
to see this
Yes, you do.
effortless
And we
self.
have an advantage, the two of us, because we have to come and talk to you on a regular basis. It forces us to put ourselves in place. And if we didn't have you guys to talk to, there may be days when we would not even do it. We'd be just like some of you guys, just kind of letting things happen. But we are forced in grace to be in this position to have to talk to you. So we must choose to stay in that place.
Things are not working, they have already worked.
Mm-hmm.
You are the work that's work the work, the work, the work of the work that works the work and keeps working the work.
Now our time is up.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God! We
God, our
just got
time is
started.
up.
We just got
I
started.
know, I know. Now listen, we'll be back on Tuesday night at 7.
Latoya, look at you. She was with us
She
yesterday.
was. Now listen. We'll be back Tuesday night at 7.
Yeah, you gonna be there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be here.
Or y'all gonna be there?
Yeah. And
Okay.
and I need to mention this. Of course, I think Jill has already posted how you can give. You guys know how to do that by now. If you're new, then please go to that use app button on the Facebook page, and you will go directly to. Your offering will go directly to our church's account. That's Cornerstone Life Center. If you've been blessed by Pastor and I today and you want to send something to us, use Cash App. And Jill has just posted that for us. Thank you, Jill.
Send us the $1,300 to get our lease payment up to date. Thank you.
Okay, honey.
Okay, I had to put that in there.
Yeah, I know. You have to put that in there. But anyway, Jill just posted again how you can give, and it's just hit that link, and you'll be able to send something directly to Cornerstone, and then you can send something directly to Cash App. I want to mention this because Nina, our sweetheart, had been sending us donations through PayPal, and I'm not sure if she was using the link that we posted on the site here.
Yeah.
But if you've been using that link, and I would like for you to let me know if you've been using that link. You can message me. I need to find out because she had some issues with it going to another dead account. So just let me know. You can message me and let me know if you've been using that PayPal link and if what you've been giving, so I can find out what's happening with those donations.
And Miss Nina, we'll look into that tomorrow.
Yes.
In more detail. And if you find out anything, give us a call. You have our number, but we want to do everything we can to get it cleared up.
So for now, just use the Cash App if you can, if you know how, and that will be very, very. That'll probably be the best thing right now until we get this cleared up. But thank you so much for tuning in to us today. We pray that you're having a great time and a great day. Stay safe.
And if you want us to teach on this area again, send us some notes. We'll go back and do the same thing again. Each time we go into the teaching of who we really are.
Questions.
It's different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Keep
you,
it going.
Madonna, for asking those questions and putting yourself out there for that to be said. Thank you. That helps everybody. When you expose what's happening to you, it helps everybody else. So Thank you so much. And Nina said she did not use the link. Thank you, Nina. Thank you. So the link is fine. It will go directly to PayPal, our account, if you use the PayPal link. And I don't know, did Jill put that up there or not? I don't know if she did or not. And I don't see that there. Let me put it on here for you. I am going to put it up here for you. Keep talking, Pooh.
So we love you guys out there, and it's not because of the giving, but because we are connected to you by the infinite identity. And thank you so much for being with us. And we are grateful for you coming to earth again to allow us to recall our ancient Melchizedek order of relationship.
Okay.
Got it?
That's the link to PayPal.
And write it just like that.
There it is. So
there you go.
it will go directly to us through that link. And so hopefully, Nina will get that straightened out for you, sweetheart.
I'm going to give you a big old hug. All of you get a big old hug. And there'll be a time that we'll go back into our building again once a month.
Yeah, we're gonna wait it out just to see what's gonna happen with the virus.
Right.
Because we've heard that it is spiking in some places and going back up. So we're gonna be very, very cautious. We're not gonna put anyone at risk, including ourselves. So stay safe and
Please
healthy
do.
out there. Okay.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Love you guys.
Tuesday night at 7.
See you Tuesday at 7.
Okay. Bye-bye.